Good evening. Happy to see you
Good
all.
evening.
Mm, how is everyone doing? Lena, I've seen you after a long time.
Yes. How are
How
you?
was your I'm I just told Momita my father is hospitalized. He was hospitalized this morning.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's
How
better
is
now.
he?
He's better.
Oh,
He's better.
better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He
oh,
has
Why
this
why
heart.
was he hospitalized? What
Because
happened?
actually since when I was age 6, he had this heart problem.
Yes,
And
yes,
he had
yes,
three
I know.
surgeries, if you remember, right?
Yes,
He had three
yes.
surgeries and he had valve problem, which was repaired, but he also has another issue called arrhythmia. Suddenly
Okay.
your heart will beat irregularly. So he had this 4 years back. And again, after 4 years, he had it in the morning when he woke up today. So my mother informed quite late by the time he was
Ah,
okay. But
oh,
yeah, I'm already packing. My flight is on 16th, and this is what is happening. So, yeah, but
oh,
crossing fingers, they said that they will release him tomorrow.
okay, okay, okay.
With God's
So,
grace.
so just to be safe, they have admitted him.
He
Just to
was not
monitor.
safe. He was not
Oh,
safe in the
oh,
morning.
oh,
So that's what he's still in ICU. So,
oh, acha,
but now he has become stable. So when
acha.
it
Okay.
becomes erratic, it is extreme. It's very it can become fatal any moment. So it
Yeah,
became
yeah, yeah.
fatal in the morning. But thankfully, they immediately, my brother is also a cardiologist, na. So in his own
Yes.
hospital, Apollo, he immediately took my father and put him in ICU. So they
Mhm.
stabilized him, and he's, I hope.
What a huge protection
Yeah,
the universe has given him in the form of your brother.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, so life moves on, and in Seva, like it's like in the beginning, I was a little sad, and I thought maybe I will inform everybody that I'll not take the class. And then I realized, no, this is where, I remembered even when my father was, like, when he was getting operated, at that time I was doing this. In chanting, I was like, they make you leader, small leader, then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
keep becoming big. So I was I had to take care of a huge place area. And I remembered my father was undergoing the surgery, and I was talking to these members, counseling them. And I remember Ikeda Sensei's guidance that, just keep creating causes. Don't worry about, we are so worried about कि क्या होगा, मेरा क्या होगा, मेरे पापा का क्या होगा, मेरे, बट आप जब सेवा करते रहोगे ना, whatever needs, and when you are, meditating and you are doing seva, whatever needs to happen will fall in place.
Yeah.
So yeah, so at that time, though, I used to think that, okay, let me do seva, and but now it just naturally comes that, yeah, this is my, way of life. I have to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, Gozen Rufo.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So today's topic, I thought of doing a lot, but I don't know how much. Like I couldn't prepare much. But let's talk. I'm sure something the universe will speak through all of us, like a dialogue. Yeah. So okay, let me just pick up. Okay, so duality and non-duality. Okay. So sometimes it is also called as two but not two. Hmm? And let so you can also speak up. What do you understand from duality and non-duality? What does that mean to you? Do you have any idea of what does that mean? Anybody? No, right? So let's just discuss, and then I'm sure your examples will also come up, your experiences will also come up. Okay, so in the whole universe, you will see most of the things happen in a way of two but not two. you know. It's like two, but at the same time one. Okay, let's first catch the point of mind and body. Okay, so mind and body is like, you know, we see that, you know, our mind and body as two different things, right? That you know, this is how I think, this is what my body is. They are two different things, right? But what happens is that if you see, if this moment I tell any of you that I'm going to slap you hard, okay, from here itself I'm not even slapping you, and you will start, you know, your cheeks will start blushing, you know, you, it will become red, you know. How does that happen? So it is, it's just my words, it has affected your mind first, that, you know, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to slap you. But the moment I say, it has hit your mind, but your mind has now, you know, given signal to your body, and now your body is you know, showing the signal, right? In the same way, what happens is, on the other hand, you will see that again it is the other way around. When your body becomes weak, you know, you fall sick. Have you seen that when we catch cold and cough, we get into a little bit of low mood, you know, depression? Have you seen that? So that happens because, again, the body affects the mind. The mind can affect the body can affect the mind. This is what, you know, so they look two, but they are not two. They are again one as well. That is also true that they are two, but at the same time, this is also true that they are one. Yeah. So in the here also, when we understand duality, we can also tweak things in our life beautifully. As for example, that when I am weak, I have caught cold and fever. That fever might take 7 days to recover. Okay. But during that time, I realize I have to meditate. Okay. And what happens? My body is weak. But when I start strengthening my mind with meditation, what happens? The mind affects the body, and the body recovers faster than those 7 days. Maybe in 2 days, you recover. You know, I remember I used to, whenever I used to catch cold, I had to take antibiotics and all these things, you know, to recover. But now I just meditate, and it, you know, it goes on its own. So this is how the body and mind is two and not two, but not two. In the same way, we can use it for any health issues. Okay. And so this is what the body affecting the mind. Any example you want to give on mind affecting the body affecting the mind? Hmm? Eating junk foods. Have you seen when we eat junk foods, we feel very low? Okay, so we think that kuch bhi kha lete. That's why, you know, eating is so, what we eat, healthy eating is so important, because it is that food is getting assimilated in the body. So when the body is not healthy, you will not even have the energy to meditate or feel good. You know, that's why the gut health is so important, they say, na? Ki half of the time our mood, you know, is actually not related to what is happening. Many times it is just related to what we are eating. Okay, so this is how the mind and the body is connected. Self and the environment. Okay, the self and the environment is, you know, it's like me and you all, right? There are three of you on the other side, and I'm here. So I feel that this is me and this is the environment, you three. Okay, this is also true. Yes, that is also true that I am there and you are on the other side. But at the same time, this is also true that we are all one. You know, me and the environment, not just this, my whole house and me and everything around is one. Okay, that's why oneness state is so important. Even the meditation that we did just some time back, you know, I guided you to go into oneness. Hmm? So, if do you know Vishen Lakhani? Do you know Vishen Lakhani? Mind Valley. He takes care of Mind Valley
Yeah, yeah,
online.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
Vishen
know.
Lakhani was one day sharing a very beautiful point, and I could relate to it. And then Pradeep sir also spoke about the same thing just in the last class. Okay. So he said that, you know, to manifest anything, okay, Pradeep sir talk about karma. Okay. How to transform karma. So transforming karma or manifesting anything, it is the same thing. I'll explain in the next point. So Vishen Lakhani says that, you know, there are three stages which easily helps us to manifest things. Okay, the third stage is when we visualize. That's why visualization is so important, right? We visualize that we have already achieved it, and feeling the feeling of already achieved. Okay, Through visualization, we can achieve a lot of things. In meditation also we do visualize, right? But even higher than visualization is the state of zero, shunya. Shunya. Shunya state is the state where if it comes to me, good. Even if it doesn't come to me, that is also good. Have you heard about this? That okay, yeah, if you meditate for a long time for a certain thing, okay, you are meditating or trying to manifest something in your life, and it is not happening, not happening, not happening. Your karma is burning, and it's not happening, not happening. But after a certain point, there comes a time when you say, "Hoga to theek hai, nahi hoga to bhi theek." You will see the very next day it gets manifested. This is the shunya state where you can reach to a shunya state. कि मिले तो अच्छा, ना मिले तो भी अच्छा. Okay, that is again even better, mind state where through which you can manifest. But the foremost and the best state through which you can manifest is the feeling of oneness. Okay, the more we feel one with everyone and everything, we can burn karma faster, we can manifest things faster. Okay, so that's why the more we have tension with people around, it might look like, oh, I'm happy on my own in my own island. But remember, that is also going to affect your manifestations and your transformations, your enlightenment, your karma burning journey. Okay, so this is the self and environment. So again, duality to non-duality. Duality is me and others are different, and they are doing this to me and that to me. Okay, and non-reaching. So both are true, but reaching to the higher state is reaching to non-dual state. Okay, the more we reach to the non-dual state, here it is the oneness state, the more we can transform ourselves better. Okay, then life and death. Okay, life and death, again, it's such a scary concept for all of us. The moment we hear about death, we are scared. Like my father, anything can happen, and a little bit of, I was a little scared for even for a while, right? It's natural for human beings, they are your parents. But at the same time, according to this concept of two but not two, duality and non-duality, death and life may look like two different things. Life means I'm alive, I'm talking and everything. Death means I'm gone. Okay, it might look like two different things, but they are again one. They are two sides of the same coin. Okay, so it is like, there are examples given, like it is like a sleep, like the way you are tired, your body is tired, and you want to, you wake up fresh, the next morning. What you do is that you go back to sleep so that your body rests. This sleep is like a death, so that you are ready to again live a fresh new day. Yeah, so that's why when we, understanding is easy, but really going deep and really experiencing it is tough. And that's what meditation helps us to understand, that okay, life and death is same. If somebody dies, it doesn't mean he is gone. He's just in the latent state. And when his, the time comes to again be reborn, if he has not attained enlightenment, he will again manifest and he will be born again. Okay, so this is what again happens. Okay, then again there is another concept. Okay, this is very important, friend. Okay, earthly desires and enlightenment. Okay, so what do you think? They look too different, right? Earthly desires, our wishes, our dreams, you know I'm not talking about the greed. I'm not talking about the greed part where, I'm manifesting one desire, I'm looking for another, what I need to manifest next with my meditation. I'm not talking about that. But basic needs and desires we all have. We have desire to live a healthy life, a wealthy life, loving relationships we want in our lives. These are all, basic desires we have. And there is another extreme where we are talking about enlightenment. That is again two different extremes. Okay, enlightenment and earthly desires. Why do you think that they are like two but not two, they are one? Why do you think that? Do you have any idea why they look two but they are not two, they are one? So it is because they might look like, a person who is a meditator, they should not have too much of desires. You should not manifest. You should only meditate and attain enlightenment. Okay. I'll give you my personal example. I was 18 or 19 when I started this transcendental chanting. Okay. And at that time, I had no, like, wish of attaining enlightenment, doing seva to people and only serve. I was a kid. I was messed up in my mind. I didn't know what to do. How, I have a purpose left. If somebody would have come and told me, you will attain enlightenment by doing this, I would have been, what this nonsense, I am looking for something else. But somebody's just told me that you chant this, all your desires will be fulfilled. Okay. I started with just that innocent desire. Oh, I want to do great things in my career and all these things. And I started doing all these things. So what happens is that when you're chanting, another thing you remember, I'll talk about transcendental chanting and meditation later. When you're meditating, for even if you're manifesting your things, you will see that you will not be able to manifest things till you have transformed. Have you observed that? मैनिफेस्टेशन ना सुनने में बहुत अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन मैनिफेस्टेशंस भी तब तक नहीं होते जब तक you have not transformed deep within. You have not become deserving of achieving that goal in your life. Okay. So that's why Nichiren Daishonin talks about that. He says this beautiful line: earthly desires are itself enlightenment. Because sometimes even Ramakrishna says that, like when we are desiring for something and we are praying or meditating or doing whatever, they are all zero at the end of life. They're nothing. They are just waste. They don't go with us to the next life or when we are enlightened, right? They look like zero, 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 zero. All the desires that we have tried to manifest and achieve, they look like zero. But when we take the name of God, or when we have meditated, it is like that one which comes before all the zeros, and it becomes so precious and so valuable. Okay. So in that same way, when we are, so even Yogananda, in Mahavatar Babaji's thing, they really tell you that, you should, these desires, you should burn the desires in your, they say that all the desires, unwanted, so many desires of past life. That's why I'm saying, I'm not talking about greed here. Okay. You might, without reason, you're creating excess desires. Don't do that. Then it is again difficult to burn it in, so they tell you that you, through kriya, you can burn it in your spine. The more you do kriya, you burn it in your spine. The same Yogananda says that you have needs, and so you should also meditate to fulfill your desires. And the same Yogananda says you will also not be able to achieve those manifestations till you have transformed. So at the end of the day, enlightenment also is, what is enlightenment? It looks like enlightenment looks like a very hazy thing. Enlightenment is nothing but a person who is becoming better day by day, transforming day by day, and finally achieves that perfection. So even when I'm trying to meditate and manifesting for a desire, that desire is also helping me to transform. And even if I'm working for it, it looks like an earthly desire, but it is actually helping me to attain enlightenment other way. So that's why they look like two, but they are not two, they are one. Okay. Then we come to, till now, is everything clear? Give me a thumbs up. Then I will continue.
Yes.
Okay. So next is the masculine and feminine. Okay, let us understand. And then you can also, because I didn't have much time today to think much about duality and non-duality, you can also add in. Now I will talk about the masculine and feminine. Okay. So masculine and feminine they are like energies. You can also say the masculine and feminine is in us. The masculine and feminine is with, thank you, Rebecca. The masculine and feminine is also in a female and a male body, right? They are more masculine, we are more feminine. Okay. So now they look like two. Okay. Masculine and feminine, there is duality. Male energy, female energy. But there is also something called androgynous, which becomes one, where there is no masculine, there is no feminine. Both, they come together and become one. Okay. How do they become one? So This Dr. Newton, and it was an aha moment for me when, thanks, Lena. So it was an aha moment for me when Dr. Newton one day was explaining this concept. And he was sharing that, all the non-duality, so all the duality stays till the throat chakra. Okay. And from here, the non-duality starts. Okay. So from till here, I am a female. Till when my energies are, the energy when we are meditating and everything, slowly you will see the energy start going higher. The energies are still down. The most of the time we are in the higher chakras, right? So the more we are in the higher states, especially when we reach to the third eye, that's the time all these masculine and feminine, the duality merges and becomes non-dual. It becomes one. It becomes androgynous. Okay. And from this state, if we see somebody, first of all, we start feeling androgynous. It doesn't mean we will still be feminine and the masculine will still be masculine, but we start becoming whole. Here you will see when the masculine and the feminine come together, we feel whole. It's no longer the other completes, the husband completes the wife, or the partner completes the other partner, or they don't complete each other. They come together as whole, and here they share their world with each other. Okay. And another thing about masculine and feminine is that to understand, very important, the last time I shared about it, right, that you will see that Ramana Maharishi and all these big people who are spiritual and everything, they have never gone to people to become famous or attract people. It is very natural, even if they're saying that I don't want anybody, I will just meditate, people will flock to them. Yeah, it is so natural, because the more you will open up, the more your divinity opens up. What did Ramana Maharshi did? He just meditated. He was there in his in that Arunachala, right? People came to him and he was meditating. People brought him to that place, gave him that name and fame and all these things. So this has happened to Ram Krishna. This has happened to all the people. People will flock to you. So it is 100% true that slowly you will start. When you will see that you grow in spirituality, people will get attracted to you. The good part is, okay, TK attracted, so you can transform them, you can help them. Another thing is that sometimes it can also take you to deviations. Deviations mean opposite sex attraction. Okay, you will get so much of see, for us women, okay, hum to bina kuch kiye bhi bolte ki normally also women, they have almost, it's like 1:20. We all, yeah, one pretty woman will all, at least medium one pretty will have at least 10 to 20 suitors, even if that person is not meditating or something. She already is born with so much of attention she gets. So if this woman again gets into meditation or all these things, and she starts opening up her divinity, and it has nothing to do with age, okay, so it will happen, it will naturally happen, okay, no matter. So people will get, so that is the time to be very careful about how you use your this masculine and feminine balance. Okay, so I can say that, okay, people are getting attracted, so let me get attracted to 10 people, 20 people. But again, I have to face my consequences. It's a cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. So that is when, even Brahma Kumaris, they say, when you look at somebody from your third eye, because this is the point of all non-duality, right? I feel myself as an androgynous, and I see others, and look at others also at their third eye, they say. कभी बोलते कि किसी की body में मत देखो, don't look at people's body. Try to, it is difficult, right? Because we are human beings, actually. We don't, even when we are not attracted to anybody, we just feel like, oh, how is that person dressing? Or women are so much in dresses and everything, we will say, ah, she's looking nice in that dress. But at the same time, slowly making that habit of looking at somebody's third eye, from your third eye to that person's third eye, so that we don't get into that masculine feminine attraction and all these things, and look at them as just soul. So apart from partners are meant to love each other and have whatever they need to have among themselves, but to look at everybody from that that place. So so this is what, how masculine and feminine, they might look like two, but again they come back as one, androgynous, okay, where we become whole in the third eye. Okay, then again comes dvait and advait. Okay, dvait and advait is the same thing. It's the English, it's the Hindi version of duality and non-duality. Okay, here I am talking about dvait puja and advait pujas. Okay, the worshipping, the dvait and advait. Another thing that I have really experienced is that when I started my spiritual journey, when we start and we are very much tied to one organization, whatever that organization says, we accept. Okay, so that organization will tell you this is the best. In ISKCON, they will say you this is the best. In Shiv Puja, they will say you this is the best. In chanting, they will say you this is the best. There is no other best thing in the world. Okay, and I have experienced after this 22 years that there is everything is best. Okay, everything is best, and through everything, Ram Krishna, what did he do? He practiced all everything, and in everywhere he found God. Okay, he practiced advait, he practiced dvait. Okay, dvait means when you worship gods. Okay, when you worship idols, then dvait means duality, right? You and the God is separate, and you are worshiping the God as separate from you, and you are praying to the God. Okay, there also he achieved oneness with God. So they say, but again remember these so like in Thousand Seeds of Joy, Mata Lakshmi talks about that there are so many ways of achieving enlightenment. When you meditate on a god or goddess, you can achieve enlightenment. When you meditate on the divine universe, you can achieve enlightenment. And when you meditate on your higher self, you can achieve enlightenment. Okay, so there are so many ways of achieving enlightenment. So now when we talk about God also, which is dual, it looks like a dual, right? The God and me are different. And for but people who are not that evolved, these people can also achieve enlightenment by just meditating on the God. But what happens is that they might start with meditating on the God, but after a certain point of time, they become one with the God. The final aim is what? Non-dual, become one with the God. And once they become one with the God is one with the universe, with everything. They attain enlightenment in that way. Okay, so the final aim is always to feel one. Even with mantra chanting, some people say that transcendental chanting doesn't work. Then they have not practiced it correctly. So for me 15-16 years were only on this. And I have I have not just only received benefits, I have got so many transformation. The kind of conviction with which I speak, can it come just by reading books? It will never come with reading book. It has come with my personal experiences, and that has come only with the transcendental chanting. Okay, so even with chanting also, they say, see again, it is dvait, right? I and the chanting and different. I am chanting a mantra. Okay, Namya Horenge Kyo, that I am doing, and I am practicing. But there comes a time when you keep chanting, when you are old practitioner, you become one with the mantra. You from dual, you become one. And that's when also you can attain enlightenment. Though meditation is the most supreme, it is already, so that's why meditation, why is meditation supreme? Because you don't take a journey, you immediately go into oneness. Meditation means immediately beat the breath and immediately go into one. So meditation is like going directly into non-duality, not focusing on duality, God, you, mantra, you, and then you become one. Meditation, that's why we don't do any longer practice, but can bring amazing benefits as well. That's why it's so important to respect everything, learn from everything, and then understand what is right. Okay, so till now, is everything clear? Do you have anything to share about your, what have you understand from this duality, non-duality? What is your experience?
Hmm. If I start, then we will probably finish tomorrow. So
I understand, just in brief, it's just like, whatever in brief you can share.
I have understood that it is a process. You have to give in. The most important thing is we say we have to learn this, we have to learn that, we have to go to this person, we have to subscribe to some ideology, we have to, But I realize the first thing, anything when you start this non-duality thing, is to surrender. Firstly,
Mm,
I have to be ready to receive. If I am
mm,
not ready to receive, if I am not empty and I say I'm bhikiri, come and
mm,
I have become a pauper, I am like a beggar, then no
mm.
matter what comes to you, you will not be able to make the best of it.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
so
And
I have
Rebecca
the
Di's way
empty.
is bhakti. If you both of you don't know Rebecca Di,
Hey Ram,
she's in the bhakti marg mostly. And this is how she has surrendered.
yes, I am nothing. That so I will learn from everything, and then, matlab, we like like that is the only matlab, if you ask me to give it put it in short, that is it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So even, even in this yoga, so there are yogas, right? Gyan yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, and this then final is what is that called? Raj yoga. Okay. So many people, they again have a problem with, then they again have issues. This is the best, that is the best. So it also depends from life to life. As for example, I've seen with Rebecca Di, her path is mostly into bhakti. And from bhakti, she has entered. She was not able to enter through any other place, But the kind of love she has for the divine, she can cry for the divine. That, one fine day, I think I met her in Hyderabad. When I went to Dr. Newton, I had to fly back. She lives in Hyderabad. If Rebecca, if you don't mind, I'm saying something nice about you only.
No, no, I
And
don't mind.
yeah, and she was saying that, oh dear, somebody is called. Pick it up later. So she said that, like, I tell God, are you not listening? Are you not listening to me? The pain I'm going through, And she started crying. You cannot cry till you have really felt the divine deep in your heart, you know and from there, the kind of transformation just through bhakti. At that time, she could not, her energies were like that. She was going through that. She could not even meditate properly at that time, but her bhakti brought her to meditation. you know it's not that she started with meditation. She could not even sit properly. She said, Sanju, I cannot even concentrate, my mind gets. But her bhakti brought her to meditation. She was so deeply in love with God. you know so find your own way. You will see that, you have your own way as well. There are so many ways. Bhakti marg is one way. That miras women have a tendency to go into bhakti more. Okay. So then there is Gyan Yoga. People say Neti Neti. Okay. Neti Neti. Gyan Yoga is you read and then you say, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm not this, I'm not that. And you negate yourself, that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. And that's when also people attain enlightenment, just by using their mind, sometimes thinking of Gyan. Karma yoga, people who work, who cannot meditate too much, when they can just see work as if working for the divine. That's why karma yoga is service. Even when we are meditators, the final we have to do, all of us, we have to do karma yoga. When we are doing service, we are doing service as if we are doing it
Adi,
for
adi,
for the divine. Yeah.
uh,
So all these things, and then finally comes the Raja Yoga. And Raja Yoga is the foremost. Again, is it non-dual to dual? So dual to non-dual. Okay. So you never know who takes which form, and in any form you can attain enlightenment. This I have achieved. But yes, there are some best. Meditation is the best. I have personally experienced that meditation is the fastest way to attain enlightenment. You know, that is a different thing, but people can,
yes, I also agree. I
yeah,
also agree.
yeah. So yeah, and I think wanted to also mention something else, but it went out of my mind. But yes, Momita and Leena, I want to hear from you. How are you trying to go from duality to non-duality?
Keep the body and mind aligned.
Yeah. Yes, Momita. Your body will be healthy when you meditate more. You are full of happiness and joy. It will automatically affect the body. Yes,
We
Leena.
ask, we see ourselves like separate from others. We have,
Hmm.
we experience that great thing.
Hmm. Separation, when we feel so much separate. Last time when I said that, I feel I don't want anybody. Last time I said, do you remember? I said that I prepare myself that. So it doesn't mean that I feel separate from others. That's a different thing. That's a technique that, Yogananda's association, they teach. At night, you give all your desires, likes, dislikes, and everything to the divine, your attachments to the divine, and you will see that when we are attached, that's the time we cannot really love somebody deeply. It's like an attachment. It's a fear of losing the person. It's a fear of, the person will hurt you and all these things. So that's why praying to go into detachment is like when you feel more one with others. The more you are detached, the more you feel one with others. You have no conditions attached that I will do this so that you do that to me. You just love others unconditionally. That's when people can also vibe, right? When you love others unconditionally, you have no condition. When you are detached, that's the time you can love others unconditionally. And that's when you can really feel the real oneness with others. Yeah. So yes, thank you very much. Even likes and dislikes, and there is another thing they saw about Ira Pingla Nadi. Okay, Ira Pingla Nadi. Again, there is duality. See, they said when our energies, so in the spine, the center of the spine is the Sushumna Nadi, and on the left and the right they have the Ira Pingla Nadi. And for men, it is they get into logic and they go into likes and dislikes. I discussed last time, right? And women, they get into emotions, and through that they go into likes and dislikes. So what happens is that when our energies are going up and down through the Ira and Pingla Nadi, our emotions and our logics, our likes and dislikes are always fluctuating. And that's why our life is also so fluctuating. Okay. Again, there is duality: good, bad, joy, happiness, sad, anger, and all these things are coming. So when we can bring the energies to the Sushumna, non-dual state, that is the state of total calmness and centeredness in our life, where neither something very drastic affects us, something sad affects us and makes us sad, or something extremely joyful makes us go ungrounded. It's a difficult, we are all in that process, but that should be the aim, reaching that state of Sushumna, always being in the Sushumna Nadi, not in the Ira and Pingla, being in the Sushumna, centered. Yeah. So yeah, does anybody has any question? Otherwise, then we will close for tonight. Thank you, Rebecca Di.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope your father gets well soon.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope I can go. Yeah, I'm planning for a few trips. I was thinking that maybe I will go to Agathiar Pyramid on, 20th. I'll take a train, and then I was thinking of going to, Rameshwaram. I was planning so many
Have,
spiritual trips. But
sure, in time.
yeah,
Everything will
first
happen.
let my father get well.
Yeah.
He will.
I'll keep in touch, huh?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Bye
Thank you.
bye. Good
Thank you,
night.
Sanju. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sanju.
Thank you.
Bye. Good
Thank
night.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.